More impressive to you, what Napoli has been able to do in Group A or what Inter did over two legs against Barcelona? That's a tough. Now, see, this is you come to Serie, sit down to get the answers to questions like these. This is what we talk about.
So I will say this: what Inter did over two legs against Barcelona is damn impressive. Damn impressive what they did, especially going to Barcelona and getting that 3-3 result. But I'm gonna give the edge to Napoli because they took on Group A, where many of us didn't think they would. Oh, they thought maybe they could progress to the second round, but win the group, get four straight wins. No one thought that, right? The manner that they won these games, they've been blowing everybody out. They beat Liverpool, Rangers, Ajax twice. That's unreal. Yes, Inter should get praise. They were very impressive. Can they hold it? If they do that against Bayern Munich, I might change my story. But right now, I'm going to say Napoli because it's just no one saw this coming. We all knew Inter had this within them to compete against these big teams. They always do. It's always tight. But what nobody foresaw Napoli doing what they're doing right now to everybody, not just in Italy, but also in Europe. So the whole world is now looking at Napoli like, what can you do for me next?
All right, I'm gonna just for the sake of the counterpoint, because I can see how I can agree with that, but I'm just for the sake of the counterpoint, I'm gonna say it's Inter. We thought Napoli could get out of this group and go through. We thought it was a much tougher hill to climb for Inter, and it was going to come down to what they were going to do over the two games against Barcelona. Now, before Napoli fans all come after me and said, "You don't know what the hell you're talking," I'm just being the devil's advocate here. Okay. I really don't. It's hard for me to answer that question because both are equal. Both are very impressive. But I think let's dissect Napoli's group. Okay. They get a Rangers team that it's now proven this Rangers team is just way out of their depth, and it probably magnifies the job that Gio van Bronckhorst did to have that team ready to overcome PSV Eindhoven in the playoff. To get here. And now, obviously, it wouldn't have been PSV Eindhoven in this group with Ajax. It would have been another team by then. But you got Rangers. They're kind of the lucky to be here team. This is not the same Ajax team that we've seen under the last few years under Ten Hag. I argued this. Multiple times on when talking about Ajax. This is a team that's been gutted. They still have some very good players there. Don't get me wrong, but this is not the same Ajax team that's looked so good over the last few years under Eric Ten Hag. And I think that Napoli got to take advantage of that, and they got Liverpool in a time where, yes, I mean, a 4-1 win over Liverpool at home at the Maradona is impressive, but let's face it, this was not the Liverpool that's out there now that just beat Manchester City. Klopp was throwing anything to the wall to see what would stick as far as who could play next to Van Dijk because of the injury to Matip. Among other players, they had other guys that were not available. They just weren't the same team. Now, I'll say this. I always think that Trent Alexander is a defensive liability, and a good left winger like Kvaratskhelia is going to exploit that, and he did. He got an assist in that game. But you could argue that when they got Liverpool at a time when Liverpool wasn't the Liverpool we've come to watch and come to know and appreciate over the last few years, an Ajax team that's down and a Rangers team that's out of their depth, where you have Inter playing a Barcelona team that's been restructured, that has outstanding players in their team. Xavi seems to have them playing the right way. Granted, they lost El Clasico this weekend to Real Madrid, but I mean, Pedri, my God, what a baller. Lewandowski scores goals like crazy. But I think Inter being able, and let's remember, Inter was doing this in the middle of turmoil with the domestic season, losing games, losing the Milan derby, losing to Lazio, losing to Napoli. They played Napoli, didn't they? I think they did. No. I'll come. They lost to another big team. It'll come back to me. I can't believe it. I'm already losing my mind after 10 weeks.
It's one of those shows.
Problem with getting old, right? So, to have the turmoil, to have Inzaghi's seat being a little bit warm, and to come up with a way to to get a win and a draw against Barcelona, the team that you had to overcome if you were going to have a chance of coming out of this group, and to do it under the circumstances that they did. Those are the arguments that I'll make for why that's more impressive than Napoli. Not going to say I agree with it, but stating the case for Inter.
Yeah, no, that's all great shots, and I think that's very valid. I mean, it's both these teams should be applauded more than anything else, right? It's been certainly damn impressive what they've been doing for sure.
Roma, thank you, Sina. Of all the things I'm going to lose,
The chat knows. The chat knows.
What's that?
I said the chat always knows.
Yep, they do. Thank you, guys.